In this video, I'll be ranking every Minecraft SMP in a tier list. Not even all my 8 years of college and SMP research have prepared me for this moment. This tier list will show us what SMPs are among the worst and the best. Each SMP comparison I've done have all been leading to this moment. This is the ultimate Minecraft SMP ranking. Also, if you like this video, you are giving me more views because YouTube will promote this video more if you hit the like button. So you have the power to help me, and I'd really appreciate it if you did. And now, the tier list. To make sure all of you are nice and informed, the way this tier list works is there's 5 tiers: best, good, average, faulty, and bad. And almost every large Minecraft SMP is going to be ranked. And now that I'm fully prepared to offend the entire Minecraft player base, let's get into the tier list. Okay, since all these choices are probably going to be controversial, I don't know which ones to rank first, but I think I'll start with the middle tiers and save the best and the worst for last. So I think I'm going to rank the Epic SMP first. Now, the Epic SMP is definitely more of a mature server that's really light on lore and heavy on people just having fun. But to be honest, I think the Epic SMP is like a less successful spiritual successor to SMP Live, which hosted a lot of the same members as the Epic SMP. But if you would have asked me to rank the Epic SMP when it first came out, I would have probably put it in the good tier. But honestly, since the Epic SMP first came out, it's really went down in popularity and passion. So honestly, the Epic SMP gets a hefty average tier. And if it keeps going down this track of losing popularity, it might become a faulty tier. But I really hope it changes and picks pace back up again. Okay, next up, Shady Oaks. I think Shady Oaks really came out of the gate running and then immediately fell when people found out that Stampy Longhead, who a lot of people wanted to join Shady Oaks, wasn't going to be joining the SMP. I mean, Shady Oaks branded themselves as a retirement SMP for old Minecraft YouTubers, and not having Stampy there when a lot of fans expected him just didn't feel good. And honestly, right now, I personally think the server feels kind of lonely with not too many players on the server. But Shady Oaks did announce that they are adding new members every Friday. So realistically, the server should just go up and up from here. But as of right now, I think Shady Oaks is just barely a faulty tier. But like I said, I fully expect that tier to go up to an average and maybe even a good as time goes on and more people get added. Alright, next up to bat is Minite, and if I had to describe Minite in 2 words, it would be production value. Because Minite might as well have been a full-on Hollywood blockbuster with all the time the server operators put into Minite with the buildings and stories they created. Now don't get me wrong, it's not like any of the members built or made any of these things themselves, for that was all done by the server operators. But they didn't hide that, and that's not what they were going for on Minite. In my opinion, Minite was wholly based around their story. And to be honest, it might even rival the likes of the Dream Smp if we were just basing this off a story. But we're not. This is an all-around tier list, so the things Minite is lacking, such as a less entertaining Season 2 and a pretty unsatisfying ending to the whole series, have to be taken into account. So all in all, I think that Minite is a good tier. Psycraft. This SMP is mind-blowing. I mean, it's probably the most advanced SMP out there. I mean, it just has to be. They managed to break the game in so many ways, it's just fantastic. But aside from the shock factor of these machines, everything else on the server is lacking hard. Also, there haven't been a lot of new videos in a while. Faulty tier. SMP Live. Now this one is going to be controversial, I'll tell you that. Now like I said before, I firmly believe that SMP Live is the grandfather to the Epic SMP since it had a lot of the same members as the Epic SMP. But more than that, I think that SMP Live actually heavily contributed into reviving Minecraft. As you can see here, Minecraft was relatively dead from around the start of 2016 up until about March and April of 2019, and then you could see it start to rise again. And you know what came out in March of 2019 right when Minecraft started to rise again? That's right, baby, SMP Live itself. So I think you can see where I'm getting at, that SMP Live definitely contributed heavily into reviving Minecraft at the time. But aside from that, SMP Live also sported a feature where you had to be streaming if you were ever on the server. So I think that gave the server a sense of liveliness. Other than that though, it was a pretty normal server. But now, in what might be the most controversial pick, SMP Live is going in the good tier. That's right, I'm not messing around on this tier list. Now Minecraft. This is gonna be a tearjerker. You see, Minecraft is interesting because a lot of people think that Minecraft was actually the first Minecraft SMP, or at least the first big YouTuber Minecraft SMP. And honestly, I might be inclined to agree with them. If I tried to think of a real Minecraft SMP before Minecraft, I don't think I could think of one. So I'd say it's reasonable to assume that Minecraft started the SMP genre as a whole, and that is no small accomplishment. But that's not Minecraft's only accomplishment. I mean, Minecraft was huge. I mean really huge. Like, I'd argue that at its peak in some ways, Minecraft was almost equal to Hermitcraft's current popularity. But although Minecraft was really big in 2013, the server now is, well, completely dead. And I don't mean dead as in it officially ended. I mean, I honestly don't even know if Minecraft ever really officially ended at all. Like, from time to time, a Minecraft member will post a random Minecraft episode out of nowhere, but it's a far cry from the popularity and passion it once had. But I should also mention that Minecraft, on top of basically starting the SMP genre, really played a big part in starting Hermitcraft, with a lot of the members of Hermitcraft actually originally coming from Minecraft. Even the creator of Hermitcraft, Generic B. But if Minecraft solely existed today and its past achievements didn't exist, then it would easily be a bad tier. But when you look at everything Minecraft once accomplished, and since it basically started the SMP genre as a whole, I'd say Minecraft is a questionable good tier. Really just based on what it did for the SMP genre and not much else. SMP Earth. Honestly, the way I view SMP Earth is that it's sort of like a liminal space between SMP Live and the Dream SMP. Because in the timeline, SMP Earth fits nicely after SMP Live ended and before the Dream SMP started. But the reason I view these three SMPs as connected in the first place is because a lot of the same members from SMP Live went to SMP Earth, and then a lot of the same members from SMP Earth ended up joining the Dream SMP. So my original point is that in this unofficial trilogy of SMPs, I see SMP Earth as being the least remembered one of all. So that was a little confusing, but now aside from that, SMP Earth was actually really unique because the map was actually a recreation of Earth itself, hence the name SMP Earth. And more than that, there was an actual map that viewers could look at that showed everyone's location in the game and what country they were in all in real time. And on top of all that, members could even claim land and basically start their own country and territories all in vanilla Minecraft. All that seemed really good on paper, but in practice, the actual SMP was kinda chaos. Certain members, really just Technoblade Filza and VoiceOver Pete, sorry guys, they managed to find a way to abuse the land claiming system on the server and managed to claim over half the server's land for themselves. And I don't know why, but every time I think of that incident, it just makes me laugh. But either way, the land claiming exploit and a few other things, while funny, really did end up lowering the legitimacy of the server and made the whole land claiming system, which was kind of a staple feature in the server, a joke. So in my opinion, SMP Earth is a solid average tier. Alright, Prototech, it's really just Sidecraft with extra steps, and if those steps were backwards. Nothing personal, bad tier. Okay, so now Legacy SMP. So in my opinion, I feel like Legacy SMP is just an SMP. Okay, wait. Well, what I mean is it's just your most standard SMP out there. There's not too many big names on Legacy SMP and they're not really doing anything special, but they're also not really doing anything wrong either. So to be honest, the enjoyment you get out of Legacy SMP seems more subjective than most other SMPs in my opinion. So I'm just gonna put it in the faulty tier for now. Oh boy, How to Minecraft. What can I even say about How to Minecraft? I mean, it's How to Minecraft we're talking about here. Does anyone even remember it? Does anyone want to remember it? I don't think I even have to say anything. Come on, it's bad tier. The Dream SMP, possibly the most anticipated and popular SMP on this list. I mean, where do you even start with an SMP as big as the Dream SMP? I think the Dream SMP is a chaotic, story-driven SMP done right. It's an SMP that is revolutionary in many ways. I mean, the sheer craftsmanship on the story alone makes it a best tier. But it doesn't just stop at story. I mean, the sense of community you get from the members, the dedication you could see them give the server, and all this gets amplified when you realize the Dream SMP wasn't even meant to be this way. It just started as a simple SMP for 3 friends to mess around in, and now it's bigger and better than anyone could ever have imagined. The Dream SMP is a well-deserved best tier. And now to finish off the list, Hermitcraft. I mean, where does Hermitcraft truly belong? Some might say best tier, some might say average tier, and some might even say bad tier. But where do you think it belongs? Now, Hermitcraft to me doesn't try to be a groundbreaking server. They don't try to bring some incredible feature to the table that no one has ever thought of. I think they're simply just trying to be Hermitcraft, and they're good at it. Hermitcraft has everything you need from an SMP all in one. They have some story elements like from the Dream SMP and Maya Knight. They have some technical elements you'd find in Sidecraft or Prototech, and they also have the community feeling you'd get from SMP Live or Shady Oaks. But what's amazing is that Hermitcraft can have all these great attributes and still not lean too heavily into just one of them. Hermitcraft isn't amazing at just one thing, but they're great at everything. And I think that's why Hermitcraft is is a best tier. Well, there it is, that's my final tier list, and don't get me wrong, it's definitely due to change in the future as these SMPs grow and evolve over time. But there is one more thing about this list I have to say. You might have noticed that where the SMPs are on this tier list isn't the same as how I rank them in my SMP comparison videos. Okay, for example, in my Knight versus Hermitcraft comparison, I said that Knight was better than Hermitcraft. While I think that's true when comparing those SMPs alone, I don't think that's where they stand in the grand scheme of things. So that's why these SMPs rank a little different on this tier list than they do in my comparison videos. But it should be known that of course this isn't 100% objective, not even close. You may agree or disagree with me completely, and that's fine. In fact, you should even make your own version of this tier list and send it to me. The link is in the description if you want to do that. And if you do, send it to me on Twitter at @coolcool. You could send or ask me anything you want over there, except just don't ask me if I was forced to make this video because we all know the answer to that.